Hey, it's Matt Pinfield, and we're backstage at the Highline Ballroom in New York City, and I'm hanging out right now with the guys from Simple Plan. You're watching us on YouTube, celebrating New Year's 2008. Guys, great to see you again. It's been since the Warped Tour that I've seen you guys on the road, and you've had some amazing success between now and then. Of course, the first record, Balls, I call it. I love to call that record Just Balls, which, I mean, that's a great name. It's a great name. You know, Still Not Getting Any, that did really well for you guys as well. You double platinum and platinum, and you also put out the MTV Hard Rock Live record as well. Now,
Been working.
You had some songs and then decided that you were going to work a little harder and change a little bit of a direction here. Tell me what ended up happening.
I think for us, the third record, it seems like it's a very important record for a band's career, and we want to make sure it was, at the next level, make it really amazing, and make it a little bit different, and hopefully, go around the world the next couple of years touring on it.
Talk to me about it. You did some of the writing in Miami.
I actually spent a bunch of time in Miami, 2 sessions there. That's where we met Danger for the first time. He works out of the Hit Factory studio, but it was actually really cool. It was a different environment. It was a different way of approaching songwriting. Instead of always starting just by ourselves with guitars, we actually we're in the studio with Nate, who's Danger, and kind of, he would have a beat or a loop or something, and we would write around that. It was really inspiring to change things up and have a fresh approach to how we write songs. It was fun there. It was cool.
Now, talk to me. You worked with Arnold again as well, right, on this record. Now, tell me about your relationship with him.
Well, he's the one that produced and helped us arrange the first album back in we started working with him in 2001, I'm thinking. Was it
2001.
So, we have a great relationship with him, and I think this time around, we needed to get people to help us get inspired and try different things, and I think, he's a very talented person.
Now, Max Martin even got involved a little bit on Generations, which is Max Martin for people that are watching. Max Martin is a guy he's a Swedish songwriter who's, worked with everybody, tons of different pop artists, but tell me about working with him.
He fell in love with one of our songs called Generation that is on the album. And it was actually almost done. It was pretty much a done version, but he was like, this song is absolutely amazing. It's a smash hit. Let's work on it even more and make it just that, 5% better if we can. So we did that with him, and went to Sweden and had a great chance.
How was that experience?
It was amazing. Sweden's a great place, and it's kind of similar to Montreal, which is great for us.
Yeah, it's also great to have people just to bounce your ideas off of sometimes too, having some extra people in the mix.
Yeah, I think that our first producer, Arnold Lanning, who worked with again, said it best, years ago, and we didn't really get it, I think, at the time, but it's like when you play tennis, it's good to play with someone that's good because it forces you to play better,
Absolutely. Now, the subject matter on this record, there's a lot of different things that you guys explore and experience on this record. Let's talk about Save You, because of your brother. I know about your brother's battle with cancer. Let's talk about
that. Well, my brother was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer a little over 2 years ago. In June of this past year, 2007, he was declared free of cancer. So, I'm glad to see
that's
him doing all
great.
right.
That's really great.
But it was really a tough time for my family and I. So it was great for me to talk about it in the song.
Yeah, let's talk about What If too, which is the song that ends the record. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, What If is actually a song that was, it's kind of about, wanting to do something great with your life and having to deal with those pressures that you'll have, or those obstacles you have to overcome to do that thing. And it was funny because we got inspired by a character from the show Heroes.
Heroes, great show.
Peter Petrelli was kind of the person that we use as an image to think about the lyrics.
The struggle of trying to do something good, but also admitting that you can make mistakes and that some people might blame you for whatever, or might not understand what you're trying to do, or what you're trying to accomplish, and that was kind of the idea behind the lyrics.
Let's talk about Generations and that track lyrically.
It was kind of a challenge to make the song to start with, and lyrically we'd want to write a song that was about how our generation is the way it is, and we're kind of taking over, we might be screwed up in a lot of ways, and might be weird to a lot of older people out there, but we're still there, and eventually we're going to be the ones taking over,
How about I Can Wait Forever?
I Can Wait Forever is a song that I wrote for my significant other.
Yeah.
And yes, Sebastian. Because we're in love, and for the first time I'm in love. I love you.
And we can finally admit it.
It's actually
right here on YouTube.
The first song that I wrote really about kind of like an actual love song doesn't end up in a negative way or anything like that.
What are you listening to when you're out on the tour bus and traveling around? Each of you.
There's a lot of I'm probably gonna be here for a half hour if I start telling you, but I don't know, man. I discovered this singer-songwriter Feist. She's from Canada. She's really amazing. Her voice is amazing.
For me, Kanye West, I think is awesome. I think that he's definitely
Good up and coming.
Up and coming guy, yeah. But he's just like
I've heard of him before.
Yeah.
he's changing music.
I like Paramore, a really young band that just came out. We took them on tour like 2 years ago. Was it two?
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
they started blowing up
Yeah,
with their latest
now,
record.
yeah, now they're really big with Misery
We called
Business.
it.
Same with Plain White Tees, man. We called it.
Yeah.
Pierre's dog's actually named
Yeah.
Took
Delilah.
them on
Yeah.
tour.
That's great. It's great. Sebastian, tell us what have you been listening to?
There's a band called Hard Fight that's from the UK.
I think Ryan Adams, not Brian Adams, Ryan Adams.
We love
Yeah.
Brian Adams, though.
But Brian Adams
I
is
love
your
him
Canadian
too. I love
brother.
him too, but that guy just releases. Ryan Adams just releases records every 6 months or so. He's just so
Yeah.
inspired. He's got amazing music.
So, guys, New Year's resolutions. New Year's now. Tell me about it. Pierre.
You know, I always have the same one, and I'm going to do it again because every year I try to get better at it. It's I try to call my mom more because we're on the road a lot. We don't see our parents a lot, and I know she misses me. So I try to call her more every year.
Yeah, absolutely. Sebastian?
Called Pierre's mom more as well. That's what I wanted to
Chuck,
do.
are you going to call his mom as well?
See, I think we should have like a group resolution is to play more shows.
Yeah.
Because the last year we've done like I don't know, just we've been making this records and we only played like I don't know, like 5 or 6 shows overall, maybe 10 shows this year. So that's embarrassing. We have to
Let's
start
play more,
touring
yeah.
and traveling and going everywhere around the world and touring and playing some big shows and looking forward to that. So that's my resolution for
Well, you must be
2008.
excited.
I would love to spend, as much time as I can with my friends and snowboard and golf.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you'll get some time in between, which will be cool. And
I'm gonna try to take advantage of what's going on with our band. You know, like when you get caught up in touring, sometimes you just don't, visit as many places as you should. You don't take as many pictures this time around. I'm definitely gonna make the most out of it and just take tons of pictures, go out, have fun, and just try to see the places where I go to, not stay backstage.
I like that.
absolutely,
That's
because you
good.
have
Me
the
and you.
opportunity to travel, which is a great thing.
Absolutely, we're very lucky that way.
Well, guys, thanks a lot, and congratulations on the new record.
Thank
Really
you.
cool
Thank you.
to have your new album. The self-titled Simple Plan CD. Make sure you get it, or you can also download and buy it on iTunes or everywhere. I'm sure
Exactly,
it's everywhere
everywhere.
that you can buy it.
Know it.
It's great. It's Simple Plan. I'm Matt Pinfield. We're backstage at the Highline Ballroom for New Year's right here on YouTube.